Hard. Okay. So, hello everyone. Welcome to this week's installment of ClueCon Weekly. This week with us, we have Kartik Khambhati from HoduSoft, founder of HoduSoft, actually, who's joining us to let us know everything about their solution, technologies they employ, and what their goals are for near future. Thank you, Kartik, for joining us today.
Hey, Luca, thank you so much for your valuable time and having this discussion. It's my pleasure.
You'd like to give us a quick introduction about yourself, HoduSoft, what you've been doing, and all the stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Yeah, so we are Team HoduSoft, and through complete teamwork and God blessings, we have around 208 customers now in 35 countries, spread across 6 continents. We are the youngest company in the world to receive an award from Gartner for our flagship product, Hodu CC Omnichannel Contact Center software. Some brands we are working with is UNICEF, Vistaprint, Brother Printers, and and other brands such as ACT, Live Pure, which are in India as well. And our mission and vision is to build brand HoduSoft globally, and having 195 countries on board, where we have more than very good partners who are assisting us in this growth. The journey started in 2015 with HoduSoft, and in 6 years, this is what we have done. And I think this is very, very small thing till now. Lots of things to do, lots of things to learn, and yes, the passion and the dedication that we and our team have. I'm very sure that in next 5 years we'll have 2,000 plus customers in 100 plus countries globally.
That's awesome. Great. So I was looking at your website and you have a large offering of many different solutions. So would you like to give us a quick list of what HoduSoft does, what your main flagship offerings are, other softwares you do, etc.?
Sure. Yeah. So we have four products. First, of course, is Hodu CC Omnichannel Contact Center software, and we have customers who are call centers, contact centers, BPOs, banks, insurance, finance, e-commerce, healthcare, NGOs. These are all our customers who use our product. That is our flagship product. Along with that, we have Hodu PBX, which is multi-tenant IP PBX software. So there majority of customers are ISPs, internet service providers, internet telephony service providers. Then we have telecoms, we have MSPs, managed service providers, and hosted service providers. So majority of the customers are in developed countries, including the North America and the Europe and some parts of Asia as well. And we also have customers in India, which is of course our home country, who use our product for Hodu PBX. The other two products are Hodu Conf, audio conferencing software, and Hodu Blast, which is voice and SMS broadcasting software. To be honest, more than 90% of the revenue comes from the first two products, that is Hodu CC and Hodu PBX.
Oh, interesting. So, a few things about your software before we go into the industry. So the ClueCon Weekly is very often about open source and various technology stacks that we use. So, can you give us a few ideas on what your technology stack is? If you use any open source products, what they are, how is the software deployed, etc. That's always interesting to people.
Sure. So all HoduSoft products are based on FreeSwitch. We have just used the media engine, so that is the core engine. Rest, everything is developed in-house by our team, and the front end is in PHP and YII framework. And we use the LAMP model, including the Linux and the Apache and the MySQL, and of course the PHP part. So that is the front end. And then on that we have built in-house codes and developed everything with our development team, QA team, working round the clock to make a very good quality product for the customers. So this is the basics of the technology that we have used to build HoduSoft products.
Oh, cool. So you're FreeSwitch users. That's always good to hear. And Second Wire sponsors FreeSwitch, and we've been doing a lot of work on that. So what do you think about FreeSwitch? What's your opinion on how FreeSwitch works? Do you think there's anything we could improve? Anything you'd like to say?
Yeah. Honestly, I'm not a technical guy, but yeah, I'll
Hmm.
try my best to answer this. Based on what I have learned from our co-founder and CTO, Bharat, Freecheese is very stable, very scalable, very secure, and like to be very honest, we have customers who are using almost 10,000 extensions and 1,000 concurrent calls on a single server for Hodu PBX. So thanks to FreeSwitch, because that is really, really the foundation, and it's really scalable and secure. and also it's very easy to add on to it. So taking base as the free switch and then developing a product with all the coding that has been done, it's very flexible basically. So yeah, thanks to free switch for that.
Oh, nice. Yeah. It's always good to hear good things. So before we move on to some industry aspects, people are always curious to know: do you use any containerization technology such as Docker, etc.? If you know, if you're not technical, I mean, it's fine. But many companies in telephony are moving towards Docker, Kubernetes. Others aren't. So I'm always curious to ask.
Yeah, so to be honest, based on my knowledge, yeah, we are not using Docker or anything. But again, when you discuss with Bharat, he's the best person to answer on this. But yeah, based on my knowledge, I don't think we are using that.
Yeah, it's actually common that people don't run Docker very much in this space because it's considered to be complicated to run with FreeSwitch, etc. But actually, well, it's something people should try more. We run FreeSwitch and Docker without any problem. So
Okay.
there's both ways. It works. It's not like it used to be that containerization with voice over IP will not work. It's very different now. So that's something people should say.
Sure.
So you are an expert in contact centers and managing contact centers and turning those into, well, profit, making them work better. And what are the common errors and mistakes you see people do when they start a contact center? Like, what should people know to not do?
Correct. That's a very good question, Luca. See, the first thing is using the technology where we can enhance and uh, use in the most efficient and effective manner. The biggest problem that I see when we interact with the customers is how to bridge the gap between the company and the customers, right? So today lots of things have gone online. Again, COVID has made it more rapid in last 2 years. So how we can bridge the gap between the customer and the company, and how we can connect all the channels, because today it's not that the traditional call center where people just call and register a complaint or a query or an inquiry. There are lots of channels. There is social media, there is WhatsApp, there is Twitter, there is Facebook, there is SMS, email, lots of things that are there, which are the channels the customers are using, right? So what we do is through HoduCC platform, we have a unified, I would say, channel which is there on a single platform, and customers can interact with the executives of the contact center or the call center of a particular company through all the channels, and we streamline this. And more importantly, this not only reduces the turnaround time for the customer from the day the query or the complaint has been resolved and how fast we can resolve it, till increasing the efficiency and effectiveness of the executives. So it is a win-win situation for the company as well as for the customers. And more importantly, you save a lot of time, right? So time is always more valuable than money, as we say, right? So a lot of time is
Yes.
saved from the customer's end and from the company's end also, because you have a single dashboard starting from where the ticket is generated and what are the different steps, whether it is resolved, whether it's on hold, whether it's in progress, if yes, what is the turnaround time, and then if it is not complying to the SLAs, then we can raise the warnings, alerts, flags also, that why this customer has to wait for so much time, right? Because at the end of the day, what matters is the customer satisfaction. Problems come, that is inevitable, but how we can resolve that problems faster through transparent communication is what OCC does. And that's what I believe that the call centers are taking care now. And that's why the complete industry is switching from voice to non-voice processes, that is omni-channel.
Okay, yeah. So that was exactly where I wanted to go next. It sounds like that many companies, well, in our day-to-day interactions, many companies are switching away from voice. Do you think, or is it something that is in parallel? Like we used to only use voice. Let me rephrase this. We used to only use voice. So a company will have 100 calls over voice. Now we have voice and messaging. Does the same company get 100 calls via voice and 100 contacts to other channels, or is it now that it is 50 voice and 50 non-voice? So the amount of contacts is the same. In fact, does omnichannel give you more contact with the customer, or is it just a better solution?
Yeah, that's a very good question again, Luca. So, see, when we started in 2015, we were only selling the call center version of it, that is the voice, because honestly, we didn't have the omni channel at that time. Omni channel we started introducing, I think, probably in 2017, 18, right? Where we started with WhatsApp, we started with other channels as well, including live chat. Then we had email, SMS, and then we integrated social media and all. So if I see the trend in last 6 years, say if earlier it was 100% voice, then now it is around 70% or 60% of voice, right? That's what I can say from our customers who are
Oh
using it,
wow.
right? And majority of the customers now are only buying omni channel. They want to have omni channel because yes, voice is of course which is the basic of the call center and which would remain. But even if you see from the agent perspective, the company's perspective, agent can save time or can do multitasking where he is doing emails, SMS, chat, WhatsApp. Whereas if he's on a call, he is engaged with that customer all the time, and the customer also has to wait in the queue, right? So now people don't like to wait. Earlier people used to wait in the queue to get it connected to the agents and all that, but now people
Yeah.
don't like to wait. Now you have all the banks, insurance, finance companies where you have all these channels and you just WhatsApp them on their WhatsApp business account, and they reply automatically there, and you get things resolved. So yes, if I answer you based on our customer experience, from 70% voice it has gone to around 60%, and omni-channel has grown then more than double. Like out of 10 licenses that we offer, almost 7 to 8 are omni-channel now.
So yeah, so omnichannel is certainly doing a lot. So I do have a honest question. I'm an engineer by trade. I've been doing other things at Sierra Wire because I mean we started and we had to do a few things. But how do that's an interesting question. Are the same agents that answer voice calls handling the messaging and the other channels, or does a company usually have different people for different channels?
Yeah, so that's again very nice. Like, see, to be honest, when agent is on the call, right, they can still interact and send emails and SMS or WhatsApp based on the interaction with the customer, right? So yes, that's where the omnichannel comes into picture. That during the call also, if the customer wants something or the customer asks something, or we need to send some information to the customer, then an SMS is used or WhatsApp is used. Now WhatsApp is preferred more because of course it is having all the add-on benefits what SMS doesn't have, and also email. So customers do prefer WhatsApp much more, right? Because majority of the customers are on WhatsApp, and it's easy to track and record also. And you can send images, you can send a video clip, or you can send a document. So all that is available now. But yes, the agents do answer on the chat as well as WhatsApp or email along with the call also. But the focus is for that customer when they are on the voice call, because if I'm talking to you currently, if I'm chatting somewhere, to be honest, somewhere the focus is shifted from the voice call. So yes, along with the voice
Yeah,
call, if the customer needs something, that's where the omni-channel can help us for passing the message or the information directly.
yeah, you're right. The it's so you don't need more people in general to do omni-channel. That's the important takeaway. Like a company wanting to switch from voice only to omni-channel doesn't really need extra people,
Yeah.
maybe some, but you need extra training, you need a lot of things, but you don't need extra personnel, which is the expensive part for sure. The So in this omni-channel, we've been discussing omni-channel in the sense of there's always a person responding to the other side, right?
Yeah.
How do chatbots and automated service fit into your model? Does HoduSoft provide that part of the technology too? And how much you see your customers using automated response methods?
Yeah. So honestly speaking, yes, chatbots are there, but we integrate it based on the customer's requirement. And frankly speaking, chatbot is something where people want chatbot, but how many may use it or how many may like it is also a question. Because even we have a website chat on our HoduSoft website, and when my colleague who is managing that chat, the customer who is coming as a visitor on our HoduSoft website, they also ask that whether you are a bot or a human being. I only want to talk to a human being, right? So chatbots are good. It's always technological enhancement, but when it comes to implementation or execution, people always like to discuss with a person rather than a bot. That's what our experience is. But yes, coming to chatbots, it's in our roadmap and we can integrate chatbots based on the customer's requirement.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, it's good to hear a takeaway like that from a professional industry because honestly, I'm feeling kind of like the same way. Chatbots work for a very few situations and they can be helpful for that. But how much a chatbot is effective depends more on your target audience than
Yeah.
how the call center is set up. Like years ago, before I joined SignalWire, I built a chatbot for a yoga event in Milan. They had like hundreds and hundreds of people coming in. That chatbot worked really well because people that would attend a large open air yoga event are people who are always using smartphones. They know how to navigate technology, etc. So it was natural for them to just go and ask for the where the event will be or where to park to a chatbot, and the chatbot will be handling all of that. And their agents, they had 5 agents set up, and the agents will take in almost no calls. But if you're dealing with normal public, they won't use the chatbot that much. That's absolutely
Yeah.
absolutely fair and correct. It's good to have, but it's not great.
Yeah, basics can be done. Like, say, for example, I'll give you a very simple example that if you want to know your balance of the bank or some predefined queries that are there, in that case, chatbots can authenticate and give the information with the like it's like an FAQ where you know that okay, these are the frequently asked questions and chatbots can answer that. But what human brain can do, chatbots can't do because chatbot has been developed by a human brain, right? So that is something which is very important, that at the end of the day it's edge to edge, which I always say, human to human interaction, which creates a value for the person whom we are chatting or discussing, whether it's a voice bot or a chat bot, right? At the end of the day, people always like to discuss with humans.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, one aspect, switching topics because you have a large offering in products, and I'd like to go over a few things. One
Yeah,
topic I'm particularly interested in, your HoduBlast product is a broadcasting software that's used to, I suppose, to send out mass messages via media or whether via SMS or voice. And I'm curious how that works and how many calls have you been running through it? What the throughput is? Oh, I'd like to know a bit more about it.
sure. So HoduBlast is voice and SMS broadcasting software, and as you rightly mentioned, it is used for announcements, broadcast alerts, notifications. Passing the message like what we receive from the banks is an SMS broadcast, which is broadcasted based on the transactional basis, or even it is used during elections as well, majorly. Majority of the customers who are using HoduBlast are service providers, and they provide hosted services for voice broadcasting or SMS broadcasting. And we have a big bank in Mexico through who is also using it. So I believe, I'm not a good fan of numbers. I don't have the numbers correctly, but I believe that there are millions and millions of calls that are done by that bank in Mexico who use HoduBlast, and it has been very very stable. Again, thanks to all our technical team members for developing a beautiful product. And SMS also, in the same product you have SMS broadcasting also. But to be very honest, now people are switching from more SMS to WhatsApp broadcasting. So we just have released the WhatsApp broadcasting feature also, that is part of Odoo CC omnichannel contact center software. But yeah, WhatsApp, of course, as we know, right, is dominating the market and is being used billions and millions of people globally. Yeah, so I believe more than SMS is now WhatsApp broadcasting that is in demand.
I'm curious about how WhatsApp broadcasting works. So, if you don't mind, just a quick question: Do you can you send a WhatsApp broadcast to someone that hasn't contacted you first? Cannot, right? Or can you do it the same way as SMS? Like if you have a list of 1,000 people, you can just send 1,000 SMS to them. There's other considerations there, which I'm going to ask you in just a bit. But can you just send up WhatsApp to people that are not with your doesn't have your number or whatever?
Yes, yes. In WhatsApp broadcasting also, it's same like SMS broadcasting. You can broadcast to all
Oh,
the WhatsApp. If it's a WhatsApp number, then the other person will receive the message, even if he is not in the contact list.
Well, that's super interesting. Yeah, I think I didn't know. WhatsApp has changed those policies a few times, so I'm never sure what works. But hearing that is actually very very interesting. It's great. So, well, on the topic of broadcasting, there is one thing. Do you operate in the U.S. with the broadcasting software?
Yes, we broadcasting in US. We have in Mexico. I don't think we have in Canada also a client using Hodu Blast. US, I don't think so. We have a customer of Hodu Blast. US, all our customers are using Hodu PBX majorly and Hodu CC. And Hodu PBX again, multi-tenant IP PBX software. They are all ISPs, ITSPs, and telcos.
Yeah, uh, I was asking because between the stir shaken protocol, well, it's not a protocol, but the stir shaken specification for voice and the campaign registry for messaging is getting quite complicated to run campaigns in the US right now. At the expense of legit use cases, because even schools sending out alerts, that kind of thing is getting complicated by the minute. So I was curious, but of course, if you don't run that, and it may be one reason why you don't run those in the US is because it's
Yeah, I think also the
particularly
regulations
complicated.
are very strict there. As per, I think regulations are also very strict there with respect to the SMS broadcasting.
Yeah, there's so SMS has a lot of regulations and voice too. So Signal Wire has a good track record there. We have built services to help people uh, perform better in broadcasting, but there's a lot of regulations and hurdles to jump around. So why I was curious. Well, we're
Mm.
using a conferencing software right now, right? It's Signal Wire work. It's working out pretty well. It's probably different than what you offer, and I'm curious about asking about your last offering in the list. Went through all your other products, but we haven't spoke about the HoduConf software. So what does it do? How does it work, and how can the company take advantage of it?
Yeah, HoduConf was one of our oldest products, to be honest, and it is purely an audio conferencing software, right? Where you want to do audio conference from the web or from the app or from a traditional phone, from your landline or mobile. That's where it works. But to be very honest, now people are demanding video conferencing, which is, of course, what we are doing now or what the customers have also intended. So, yes, we are working on the new version of HoduConf with the video conferencing, but I think probably that would be next year. But yeah, audio conferencing not much in demand. Video conferencing, yes, very very nice because that's where it creates a value because everybody wants video conferencing now. So it is a basic audio conferencing software.
Okay, yeah. See, there's a lot of features, announcements,
Yeah.
appointments. There's a lot of interesting stuff. So yeah, go check it out. See if it can help your business. Great. So we've gone through a lot of topics. Is there anything else you'd like to let us know about the call center industry? Where you think things are going? Well, there's one question I always ask to people who are in the industry. Of course, do you think there's more remote call center agents working now?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. That's again a very good question, Luca. Last 2 years after this COVID and everything, majority of the call centers have started work from home. The policies, including in India, have been very flexible, and people also want work from home with hybrid workforce and all that. So yes, majority of the clients are also having agents who are remotely working from home, and that technology is also available in Hodu CC, which we call work from home features and people can log into HoduCC from anywhere virtually, right? And they can still receive and dial their calls. They can use the omni-channel features, and at the end of the day, the customers are connecting. The customers' queries are resolved, and they should be satisfied, right? It doesn't matter whether the agent is sitting in office or at home, right? At the end of the day, the customer doesn't want to wait, or the customer doesn't have to wait. I think we are making sure that the turnaround time has to be very very fast. So yes, remote workforce, hybrid workforce management, everything is something which is the need of the hour, and it would continue as well because companies have become flexible on work from home also. And yes, at the end of the day, if we are productive, right, and then the place doesn't matter whether I work from office or home.
So you feel like the remote work part is here to stay. People are just gonna keep working from home.
Yeah, yes, definitely it will be staying for the long time and probably for a good amount of time. because first, it is also saving cost directly or indirectly for a company, right? So if I'm working from home, my company's cost and my cost is also reducing, my personal cost, the cost of traveling, the cost of the time that goes on traveling, the cost of office infrastructure also reduces. So there are lots of benefits also. Of course, it has its own pros and cons also with respect to communicating with the colleagues, the employees, having the team bonding. So I think that's where the hybrid comes into picture, where it has to be a mixture of both. If I'm genuinely not able to come to office, if I have some emergency at home, or if there is something which I needs attention at home, but still if I'm able to work productively for my office from home, it's a good option. But keeping it permanently from work from home may have its own disadvantage as well, where I will lose my communication with the team, my bonding with the team. Lots of things you need to discuss face to face. That time I have to be in office. So I believe it has to be a combination of both. Where as and when it's a requirement, yes, work from home is good, which where the agents can communicate with the customers. And yes, when it's something is good and everything is fine, then just go to office and let's enjoy the work environment, which is very, very important.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I think that having good solutions such as yours to manage your call center actually helps with having people work sometimes from home and sometimes from the office, because you don't have to contend with different configurations, etc. Their home is the same software they use at the office. They just need to log in and just do their job. And getting organized in that regard is very important. So having a solid solution that manages your communications, your call center, is quite important in making that possible. Otherwise, sometimes you have people working from the office just because they're the only good headset is at the office. So fixing a few things, just getting them the right equipment goes a long way for sure.
Correct.
Well, I think that was a great ride around the world of call centers, and HoduSoft has a great solution going on. We got some very interesting insight of omni-channel communications, such as that there's voice is still in use, but people are happy also using other mediums. Chatbots only work in specific aspects, and few other things, remote work, etc. So, well, thank you, Kartik, for joining us today. It was a great chat.
Thank you, Luca. It's very, very valuable. Thank you and Signalwire for your valuable time. It's absolute pleasure, and we wish you the best of health. Have a great day, and God bless you, my friend.
Thank you. And if you'd like to join us at ClueCon, you and people in the audience, take a look. We are doing a hybrid conference in October this year. So it's going to be both in person and online. So make sure you check out ClueCon, and, well, maybe we'll see you there. I don't know if I'm allowed to go, sadly, because of the travel ban. So it really depends on whether or not the embassy likes me enough to let me in the country. But I'll be there virtually, and we can chat again there with you and everybody else. Thank you so much
Sure.
for joining us today, and I'll see you next week. Thank you, Kartik, for joining us.
Take care. Bye bye.